tell you what, I love that every time.
That intro is badass.
I love
It
it. I love
really
it.
Oh
is.
yeah.
As much as I mean, I know this is being less than humble. I know it's me, but it's just so good.
Super humble.
It just is. It was one of my favorite songs to do, and I loved everything about it. John Evans, when he was a bass player, did a fantastic job. Fred Pope, who has now passed away, he's deceased, but he was our drummer, and of course Sky Wood, myself, and David Johnson were on guitar. And it just was so much fun. And also David was the other singer. Like when you hear the full song and you hear those two different voices, we had two different singers.
Gotcha.
So it was so much fun to do back in the day. Anyway, guys, enough about me. I mean, there's never enough about me, but let's welcome everybody to the show. And we're back again on another Monday.
That's right.
We're going to talk about something interesting, I'm sure, but we're going to go right to our news report and find out the current events on the news of what kind of new bourbon stuff might be going on. And then we'll introduce everybody and find out what we're drinking and all.
Well, tonight.
Evening, Jennifer. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah. So, what's new or coming out? I should say there's a lot new actually. It's been a few weeks since I've reported on the news, but
when you say coming out, we don't mean out of the closet. We just mean out of the distillery, right?
Oh, I get it. I understand fully.
Okay.
Yeah, I wouldn't, want to bring anybody, and get anybody in trouble. But
too late.
Yeah. So
Great show tonight, guys.
Yeah, the Elijah Craig, the PGA Tour European cask, that's out right now. That's much like the Elijah Craig toasted barrel. That's out. Your Maker's Mark, the new one is out. The cask strength, that one is out. Not everywhere, of course, but it's on the way. And the prices are getting outrageous on some of these. That's another topic for another day, though. The pricing on some of this stuff is starting to creep up there to the point of.
Can I stop you real quick and ask you a question while you're in the middle of your news brief? Would it be better? And it's not. And this is not something.
This isn't about the opening song again, is it?
No, we can definitely talk about that. No, this is about the price point and stuff like that. Is that just? I mean, is that to include like state, whatever it's called, state? You know what I'm talking about?
You mean like ABC stores?
ABC. Did they include
state-run stores?
That's what I meant. State-run stores. Is it to include that as well, or would it be better if people had the privilege, like, to just go to the distillery? Would it be cheaper there?
No, it would be cheaper there. Number one is the distillery has to stay.
Oh, that's right. They do.
Their prices have to be higher than everyone else. They can't be cheaper. So they're usually $30 to up to $40 higher for most things. Mm-hmm. Maybe 10, 20, but still higher.
When I picked up a bottle of Elijah Craig Toasted at Heaven Hill, it was right about MSRP, but it definitely wasn't cheaper. It's cheaper than I've seen it sold in stores that could jack the price way up. But
I guess that's what I was talking about is here in Tennessee. Like if I want to go buy the Toasted right now, I can. I know where it's at on the shelves right now. I seen it today, and they had plenty of bottles. It's going to be $169, $170 for it.
That's how much it is?
Yeah.
That's how much that one store. Because in Tennessee, they can charge whatever they want.
Yeah, and it's same with Blanton's. Like Blanton's. By the way, a big shout out to our boy Mark out in Georgia. I mean, he hooked me up, freaking fantastic price on 2 bottles, and had the dog shampoo shipped to my house. So it was fantastic. So, but anyway, yeah, go back to the news. I was just curious about that because I've seen like I was looking today, but I was looking for Gino's bottle of Leaper's Fork dog shampoo. And so I think I'm gonna have to go to the actual, I guess, kennel to get it, and to stay current with the dog shampoo stuff. And I know it would be cheaper there, to be honest with you, because they're gonna sell it at what its MSRP is, for whatever reason. And what's funny is like when I go to the company, Company has the cask strength, but the cask strength is the only place you can buy that is at the distillery. And yeah, it's higher than the standard company, but you're getting a better quality version of the company, in my opinion. So, but you can only get that at the company, the cask strength. But anyway, I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm going back to mute.
So the back to what I was saying was the Elijah Craig European oak barreled. That's out, and that's MSRP and for around $99.99. I'm sure it'll be higher in most stores, maybe up to $200. Who knows? Maybe even $300. I haven't really noticed any of them out yet in my area, but a few other things coming out. Let's see. King's has 2 finished bourbons. I can't remember. I believe one of them is a cherry finish. Cherry brandy, maybe.
You're correct. It is cherry brandy finish.
And the other one, I'm not sure what that one is. But
I think it's
2
that
from
time of
King's.
year for their honey to come out. It's
Okay.
about that. They usually come out in the fall with their honey, and this would be about that time.
Okay.
By the way, their honey
Is really
you can
good.
actually
Yeah.
see. It looks like when you spin the bottle, it looks like you can actually see
It's
the
very
honey.
good. Yes.
Yeah, it's very thick. It is really good. Wow, that sounded like I was talking about a porno. But anyway, go ahead.
Oh, it's Sex Panther you were thinking of.
My
Maybe with
man.
real bits of Panther.
Goldschlager.
Yeah.
God, that's a horrible.
So Buffalo Trace has a new one on the way. I think it's a Chris
drink. Brother
Stapleton
butt chug
celebrity
didn't have
bottle.
Goldschlager.
We almost made it 8 minutes, guys.
Almost.
And
I just had to say it.
that
So
should be
long.
on the way. I'm sure that'll be up there in price, just like the Weller Daniel Weller. That MSRP is for $500, although it's selling for $1,500 in stores.
Wow.
Can you give us a little bit more insight on the new Buffalo Trace products?
Well, he
That
just did
one,
on the Daniel.
I don't know what the Buffalo Trace product is. It seems like it's going to be like an off brand of the Buffalo Trace, maybe. But it's called.
Didn't they do that with the kosher though? Wasn't it an off brand of the Buffalo Trace?
You mean the the Weller?
No, the kosher bottle is
Kosher bottle.
that's Buffalo Trace.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. And then there's the weeded. Then there's the weeded.
Right.
Yeah, there's 3 of them.
Mhm.
Yeah, so I think it's called Batch 40.
Hmm.
But it's Chris Stapleton. I don't know what the age statement is on it. But I would imagine it's going to be up there in price. Probably, I'm going to say it's probably going to be in that area of that one. What's that one called? American Journey?
You're talking about the American Highway or whatever?
American Highway, yes. And that's
yes,
about
Paisley
$100.
thing?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've got that, and I got almost a full bottle. It almost goes into our conversation night that we're going to start with first with the neck pours, because I've only drank about the neck pour out of it. It is not that good. But
Well, you got to get past. I can't even finish this sentence.
I gotta
I'm
let
good.
it. I gotta
good.
let
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
unlock
You
the
got to get
jaw.
past the
Is
neck.
that what you're telling me?
Yeah.
Get down to the base of it. Anyway, go ahead. Anything else with the news?
So the Wild Turkey has their
One of my favorites.
Master's Keep, that voyage. And that's another one that has jumped $100 in price.
Oh wow!
Ridiculous.
That's what, $279?
For MSRP.
Yeah, MSRP's $279, but I don't know what. I'm sure stores are getting more for it than that. But I will say one thing: it's finished in Appleton Estate rum casks, and it's very, very
Ooh.
good.
Wow.
Very good.
I feel like at this point, with a lot of the new ones that are coming out, I mean, let me put it differently. All the staples that are coming out with their new products, and the price is just going up and up and up. For me, I like to find stuff maybe that's not up there right now. Like even when I go to the local pub, Benchmark off of Paytonsville Road, I'm giving a shout out to them. They're really good. They have almost everything there, but they have the Old Elk that's a store release, store pick. and it's just fantastic. And that's what I prefer to have, over, over almost anything other than Eagle Rare. Of course, you guys know I'm a Eagle Rare fanboy. So, but anyway, anything else in the news?
No, I think that's about it. But one thing I will say is that the topic that you mentioned, prices, and they're, the way that they're going right now with distributors, asking more for their product, or not distributors, but the distilleries, and of course the distributors as well. That may be something we may want to look at next week, because I think that's a really good topic.
Well, let me ask you real quick, just to kind of tease it up a little bit. Do you think it's, totally related to inflation? And what I mean by that, too much funds going for too few goods, meaning the demand is high, but the supply is limited. Or do you think it's just because right now bourbon is probably at the top of it's ever been in the market?
Well, I think that they're going to use that inflation issue as a hitch, but the real issue is their main reason why they're doing it, the distilleries, is the secondary market. The distilleries are saying, hey, look, and of course the distilleries have people in those secondary market pages.
Well, I'm sure
they follow those pages, and people get C&D letters all the time due to those cease and desist, because
I just get kicked out of the club. I don't know why it is. And I actually bought dog shampoo from the secondary. And for whatever reason, I always get kicked out. I don't know why.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm sure it's my winning personality, but
yeah, I think it has to do with the secondary market and the distillery saying, hey, why don't we get a piece of this action instead of stores getting it all, ramping prices up to, say, $160 for that Elijah Craig toasted barrel, when we could be doing that with something else.
Yeah, it cuts out the profit margins of that secondary.
They're not really more. It drives up the secondary. That's what it does.
By a little bit, though, and secondary's down right now.
Well, of course it is. There's not as much product right now either, and we are living in a time where, in my opinion, because of the inflationary aspects of our economy, I do think that people are starting to be. It's the reason why we're seeing the housing market go down. People are starting to go, you know what? That's a want, not a need. I need to focus on needs first.
Yeah.
Right. And yes, some people make more money than other people, but at the end of the day, you still have bills to pay. Right. And if you ever want to look at anything that would also be an indicator of that, is look at your credit card statements. Those are short-term funding sources, and they're all determined by the volatility in the market. So you may have a perfect 850 credit score, and you may have got in at 0% APR. But because the market right now, after that 6 months or 1 year or whatever that window was, it shot up to 22% or higher, because that's short-term funding options. And of course, when you look at long-term funding options like homes and stuff, people with great credit are getting right around 7%. And I'm sitting there going, that is insane.
That is insane.
Because that's the equivalent to 7% would be a higher mortgage than what I pay for my home right now. And my home costs a lot more than what you would get at, $300,000, we'll say. Would be more, that mortgage payment would be higher than what I pay right now.
For sure.
And you look at that and you're like, wow, that's just insane. But anyway, so what's everybody drinking? And welcome to the show. And thank you, Chuck, for the updated news. Glad we need to get that news music. Where
it sounds like a news.
And maybe have a ticker going around the whole thing.
Yes.
Well, we've got a ticker going right now.
I know, but
I can switch banners.
You said,
but what I'm saying is, what we need I'm sure you guys have all seen Anchorman, right?
Oh yeah, we need the full blown Anchorman 2.
Yeah. Where he has it going all over the place. That's a great movie. Anyway, so I want to get into the topic. So what I'll do is we'll start the topic, and then guys
see what I did there. So when Chuck's doing his thing, we're figuring this out live.
Oh, nice.
bourbon, you need to change the color though too, because it looks the same.
I'll work on that. All right.
All right, well, you're failing at your job. Anyway,
Well,
anyway, so
you get what you pay for.
Our topic is it's a few things. One, it is what's the perfect way that you prefer to drink whiskey or bourbon, whatever it might be. I guess what I'm saying is that you like it on ice, chilled on ice. Do you like to mix it? Do you like it straight up? And then the infamous neck pours and how, for some ever reason, the neck is different. I'm being facetious and I'm even throwing some puffery in there, but the neck is different from the body of the bourbon. It's the most ridiculous thing ever.
That sounds like a woman I know.
Still,
well, no, that's you're talking
The
about
neck is
women.
different than the body.
When you're talking about women, that's a true statement.
Yeah.
Like their hands could be different than the
Yeah,
rest
oh
of
God, yes, Lord.
and
Oh my God.
whatever's above their neck is always fucking different. But anyway,
So I will say this before I go into the topic. I was at Total Wines and I got a Smoke Wagon for $25 a bottle. So I bought 2. So we was talking about prices. Some of the stuff in Total Wines has gone up. The Statesman's,
Hancock,
Heaven Hill,
Hancock.
Mhm.
all
Yep.
the Michter products have gone up.
Cigar batch.
Yeah, significantly.
Jesus.
Shout out to my guy Gino. This is what I'm drinking on tonight. Just a little something. As far as depending on what I'm doing, it's going to determine how I'm going to drink. So if I'm sitting outside tending to the smoker, I'm going to drink something that's not so high proof, only because my environment is already very warm in itself. Took a little bit of advice from Chuck the other day. I took some Smoke Wagon. He didn't suggest the ice, but I, like adding a couple of drops of water, and it really changed the profile of the drink. But depending on what I'm doing, if I'm in the house, I'll drink something higher proof, and most of the times I have it just completely neat. And I don't believe in neck pours and all that. To me, it's all taking the same trip. So I mean, I
simple
believe in that
physics.
shit.
As soon as you turn it sideways, whatever was at
Yep.
the top is now down
You
here.
take it like this.
Yeah,
Now what?
yeah.
Now,
I
where's
believe
that
in.
neck pour at now? Is it a bottom pour?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because I freaking love the ass, so I'm going to be there all day.
I believe in neck pours as much as I believe in clear ice.
Perhaps it's a drain pour.
Oh shit.
I'm just watching the comments, guys. I'm just waiting. Just waiting.
Yep.
If he's here, you'll hear about it.
It's
Uh-huh.
overdue.
But
So that's my take on it. So there you go.
Cool. What about you, Gino? What do you think?
Neck pour is a total bullshit. But
hit the button.
oh yeah. I'm enjoying some Green River weeded bourbon.
I met those
Excellent
guys.
pour. Very cost and wallet friendly.
Nice.
Excellent bourbon. I enjoy it. Normally, when I'm having a bourbon, the first time I've had it, it'll be neat, depending on what it is. And yeah, I'll have it on ice. I enjoy having it on ice. I use the large blocks of ice, so it takes its time melting. But most of the time, yeah, it's something new. I'm going to have it neat. Some of this stuff that I won't put on ice because I enjoy the flavor profile. But when I'm just sitting back, like I'm sitting back here this evening, just shooting the shit, put it on ice, chill out, because I do prefer my beverages chilled. Sometimes, yeah, when I have the freezer space, thanks to my wife, every now and then I'll have the freezer space. I'll slip a bottle up in there just to chill it down, so I'm not diluting it with ice, just to have it chilled. I prefer it chilled.
See, my freezer, you have to move the bodies, the dead carcasses of deer and stuff like that,
Bambi.
or turkey
And stuff like
Ooh,
that.
Bambi.
But then you could just like maybe use
Neighbor.
one part of its hind legs and just hold it in place, you know?
Poor
And-
turkey got his head blown off.
We gotta move Bambi and Tom Turkey.
Hey, and thanks to my guy Jody, I did learn you cannot shoot a turkey from a car. You have
It's
to
true.
get out. You cannot shoot a turkey from your vehicle.
They use
can't
it
shoot
that
from the
way.
road
That attitude
at all.
you
I would
can't.
have never thought of that.
Shit, I think about that every day. Every time I pass them, I'm like, oh my God, there they are. And I just want to stop and just get out and start just
On the
blasting
way
their head
home
off.
tonight, man,
Anyway,
there
I
was
started
a bunch of
blasting.
huge ones, but hey,
Yeah.
Is that Chief?
No, Chief is not in here. Yeah, he is. He's I'm sorry, he is in here.
no, it was probably my dog.
Ah,
But my
He's
dog
out
doesn't
guarding
bark
now.
unless
that
it's
sounds
he's
a little
barking at
high.
like Preston.
Jennifer said, he said,
shit.
he as in Jody, said dead bodies and my eyes got big. We
Yeah, it is dead
confirm
bodies.
nor
I mean,
deny.
Oh
You
yeah,
can't,
anything.
I mean, it is dead deer carcasses and turkey carcasses.
nothing wrong with that.
And cow.
We said with
And,
the
A
bodies
lot
of
of
is how you
dead
started that
cows and
sentence.
a lot of.
What
lot
would
of
you
dead
call those?
pigs.
Those are bodies,
I
are
mean,
they not?
Yeah, animal carcasses, but like you don't start. You don't just say bodies in general. It's like, well, I got to move the body first. You know,
body parts.
Like, what do you mean the body? Like, explain.
I just did. It's the body of the deer,
I'm just saying.
or the body of the turkey, or the body of I got a full wild boar now, so that was awesome.
Nice.
I
Nice.
got one of those in there. He's a big bastard.
oh shit.
He's in the freezer. Well, I mean, he's in the
Jody likes a
freezer.
vehicle with some trunk space, is what he's saying.
He's in the freezer in parts though. I had him processed,
He's in the boot.
so he's in like a sausage log like this long, and then he's in a pack of bacon that's like this big,
Bacon.
and then he's in a bunch of hamburger patties that are not hamburger patties, but like the square wrapped like ground beef looking patties that are not patties but
Sausage.
packages. But they're wild boar.
Oh,
Good times.
one more thing. Speaking of burgers, so as you guys all know, I do a lot of barbecuing. I do a lot of briskets, a lot of ribs, a lot of beef short ribs. Yesterday, I grounded, packed, and processed. I have 80 hamburgers in my freezer, all from
A lot
straps.
of burgers.
So
A lot of burgers, man.
hey, look, I might need you to give a couple to Brandon when he gets down there next week.
Okay. I
Yeah.
didn't think I had that much strap from
Somebody
like
breaks the shit back.
briskets and stuff like that, and like from ribs and whatnot. But 80 goddamn hamburgers, and each burger is 6 ounces. So they're
And
good
Jody.
sized burgers.
And Jody, not that Brandon, but he agrees with Brandon.
All right, who's next?
That's one of my buddies, man.
Puff
Well,
Free
can't be-
Daddy, what you smoking on?
Got an CAO Amazon Basin.
Oh, the Amazon. Okay,
Nice.
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 Not bad.
Okay.
Brother.
Couple
What are you
left
drinking with?
from the box I got back in 2020.
All right, what are you sipping with it?
I right now have the Chattanooga whiskey
That's a good one.
tawny port cask, which
Yeah.
was
Is that
Couple
one of
years
those
ago.
bottles, Jody?
Is that what?
Is that one of those bottles I wanted? I can't remember now.
You can still
I
get
thought
them
I
around
thought
here.
RU sent you the bottles you wanted. Did you want something else that I need to send you? Because I'm
I can't
game.
remember.
You can
Look, I
still
can't
get the
remember.
Tony Port. It's part of that whole experimental series.
yeah. That was like a couple years ago. I just happened to stumble on it in a liquor store in McMinnville, Tennessee, which is probably why it was still on the shelf.
Yeah.
Oh shit!
And then I'm also going to be doing.
That's what happened to me when I was in Waynesboro. I bought all their freaking Blantons up. They had Weller sitting on the shelf. I bought all of it up.
Yeah, this is Chattanooga whiskey's Scotch
Mhm.
Elay Scotch cask.
I got that.
and
What do you think of that?
I loved it. I loved it so much that I got one. It was about last summer's, and then in that same store, I found a couple bottles, and I grabbed one.
Very
Oh.
cool.
And because it was like there, Chattanooga whiskey does these experimentals. I'll do it, and that'll be. Who knows if they're ever going to try that?
Right,
one.
exactly.
So yeah, they're just excellent. But
You hate it, Jody. Just
No, I wasn't.
he didn't
paying
even need to say
attention anymore.
anything. I just felt the need to interject that.
And as soon as he said something about Scotch, I stopped listening.
Yeah, I know.
I'm
He did
not
the
a-
Homer Simpsons, like you might want to stay here, but I'm leaving. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not an Ely Scotch just super fan. I like some of it, but in the
no
bourbon,
Scotch, none of it.
in the bourbon, it really is nice because it's just the little hint.
Yeah, I'm a little bit surprised because most people don't care who even care at all for Scotch tend to not like the Islay Scotch, with exceptional few, including some of our viewers actually.
It wasn't that bad.
So because it had that smokiness and a little bit of the peatiness to it, and I was wondering what you thought.
It's the iodine.
Yeah.
So we were at an event at Marathon Village last Thursday called Whiskey X, and Ardbeg was there. And I swear I walked past like 20, 25 feet away, and the smell of hot Band-Aid was just wafting over that area.
Did you say hot Band-Aid?
Hot Band-Aid.
Hot Band-Aid.
You know, I hate how accurate that fucking is.
Oh, I know exactly what he's talking about. It is
He's right on with that.
Yep.
Hey,
But
Dave,
I would definitely
told
drink
you,
that shit.
we had an Artberg event here, and they tried to get me to try it, dude. I took a
Not
sip.
your speed.
I was so thankful for Knob Creek 120 proof.
To burn it out.
Yeah.
Or there's smoke. There's
Look,
fire.
I bought 3 fucking bottles. I'm sorry. I bought 3 bottles of Knob Creek after that event for that reason. Oh, dude, that peanut was.
cleanse
Oh
the
my
palate.
goodness, I couldn't do it. And
Yeah, but it still wasn't Fossil Creek.
I don't know.
You
I
had
don't
to put
know.
that out there. That's hilarious.
Nice.
I'm just
I'll
saying
find
that
some-
tastes. That's the only one I've ever
I'll find some more
had.
for you.
No.
Keep on. I'm gonna send you some more.
You can send it to me. I'll turn it
I'm
into
gonna put it-
You know what I'll do is
Hey,
Yeah,
Dave,
put it
I'm
in
gonna
my
put it.
bag
I'll
next time I
change the
come
labels
down.
on it.
Hey,
and then
Dave, I'm putting it in a
back-
Blanton's bottle.
No,
Yeah,
what I'm gonna do is
hilarious.
change the labels on it and put it back in the box and reship it back to you and label on it and say whiskey on it. And that way when the postal inspector finds it and they think, oh, we got this guy again, it'd be worth my $185 fine for them to have to drink that stuff and realize they just got freaking
They got Fossil Creek.
they
Hey,
got
Billy,
Fossil
Billy,
Creek.
you see this, right, Billy? Hey, Billy, you see this fool, right?
That's
I
hilarious.
see it.
You're lucky I love him.
All right, Mark. So tell us, what are you drinking and how do you like to have your bourbon?
Fuck a neck pour. I'm sorry. I mean, forget a neck pour. Excuse me. So I am sipping a Maker's Mark. This is the Virginia ABC pick from 2021. I totally forgot I had it. Quick side note: I finally purchased one set of shelving, and I was going to do all picks on it, and I got frustrated because I kept finding more and more picks. So I just said, hell with it, whatever's going up there. But as you can see, that middle shelf is full of Maker's Mark picks, and there's still more to go. But anyway, so I found this. Oh, I'm going to try this, and it's pretty damn good. And I'm sipping out of a Cafe 305 glass.
There you go.
Now, in
Ooh,
terms of
on
neck
brand.
pour, I don't believe in neck pours. I would say stuff in some of the bourbon groups as a joke, but no, it's the same.
Where did the
Generally-
neck pour come from, though? That's the
I have
thing.
no clue. Generally, I like my bourbon straight. On occasion, I might put a little bit of like a drop or two of water, but generally I like it straight, unless I'm on a plane. If I take pictures from a plane, then you'll see my Woodford, because I'm 9 times out of 10 I'm on an American. That I'll put a little ice in it because I'm on a plane, and I probably haven't eaten, so I gotta watch. Yeah, I don't want to be like the rapper Design. If you don't know him, he now has sexual predator charges. He decided to shoot dice on a plane.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
From way up here?
Yeah, he was. Yeah. I don't know the distance, but he was in the air.
So I've got a
I'm like,
theory
if it's
on
up here like this, that's someone else's dice.
That's sexual predator charges, you know. Hey,
Yeah.
I've got a theory.
they
on
wanted
this.
his.
That's why
dice,
he
I
asked for
guess.
the aisle seat.
Yeah. What are you saying, Puff Free Daddy? What are
I
you
said-
saying now?
I've got a theory on the neck pour, the origins of the neck pour.
Go for it.
So
I think I know her.
my theory is that people will open a new bottle and they will taste it. Maybe it's not what they expected. Maybe they didn't like it that much or whatever. So most of us have been around whiskey and bourbon enough know that as after a bottle opens and more oxygen is in there, in some time, the flavor profile will shift, adjust. And So I think that a lot of these people would go back, a few days later, or a week later, or a month later, whatever, and then taste it again, and it will taste different. Maybe this time they like it. And of course, we all know there could have been what they ate for dinner that day. There's all different kinds of reasons why stuff tastes different the next time. And I think somebody just came up with this idea that the neck pour is completely different than the rest because they're not really taking time to learn the real physics and reality behind flavor.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was going to say is the only. I mean, whoever knows why it became really a thing, but like sometimes there can be a value to pouring a glass and letting it sit for 10 minutes before you start drinking of it. Letting it oxidize a little bit, and like maybe just not understanding that process is a thing. So I think the first pour out is awful, and like you had mentioned, like then they put it away for a while and come back. It's got a little oxygen in the bottle now. It's changed a little bit, and most people will like that better. That's the most, I guess, high-minded interpretation. Otherwise, people just don't know what the hell they're talking about, I guess.
I think I think both you guys are right. That's what my perspective is on it as well. But I will also add this little nugget to it as well. If it's a higher proof, some people may think it's really hot when they pour it the first time. And after you've had a little bit, everything seems like it's much lower proof.
Yeah.
The third shot always goes down easier.
Well,
yeah,
I don't do
in
shots,
my experience,
but I'm with you that my third drink is.
I don't shoot whiskey, generally speaking, but even if it's hot and not that great, by the time you've had 3 of them, you don't mind as much.
By the time the third shot, it gets painful.
Yeah, if you're doing whiskey, I absolutely agree. Yeah.
All right, Godfather, talk to us, brother. Tell us what you like, what you think.
All right. Well, tonight I'm drinking the Bardstown Origin Black Label Weeded 6-year.
Nice.
Damn. It's a sexy bottle.
100 proof. Yeah, it is. It's really nice. I love that black and gold.
Mm-hmm.
On this one, I get a lot of vanilla. And I get tea and lemonade, like an Arnold Palmer for some reason, like in a peach. Maybe peach tea.
I can see the peach. I couldn't see just normal tea.
Milk chocolate on the nose, along with some nutmeg. It's got a really nice nutmeg in there too, but it's not overly sweet at all on the nose. And then as far as the taste goes,
nice. What does that? Where does that put you back for a bottle of that? Is it in the 100
this
range?
one is around, what is it, 46, 45?
Really?
Yeah, it's right
Yeah, but
around
you're not
that.
going to find it here at that price, David.
Probably
I had to get
Yeah.
dog shampoo shipped in.
Last
Yeah,
one I
I figured.
saw just past Friday was 55 for the Origin Black Label.
Okay. That's what the white label, 42.
Okay.
Yeah, the white
42
label was
for
$10 cheaper.
Maybe a little bit less. But on this one, I get a definite right off the bat. I get powdered sugar, like on a donut, the white powdered sugar. Milk chocolate, and then of course I get that lemon meringue, like from a pie. Vanilla wafers.
Okay.
And that tea, that just hits right at the
Sounds
very
really damn
end.
good.
It is really good. I mean,
is
I'm
good.
just
Real good.
hoping it doesn't go up in
Well, now that
in
you've
price,
talked about
which
it.
I mean,
I
yeah.
doubt we have that big of a
the thing
I know,
about
I
it
know.
is that
Damn.
on the finish you get the lemon meringue pie, you get caramel, and that tea. It's just incredible.
Okay.
If you like
And it's
sweet tea, you'll like that.
And on the finish, it's more like a creamier type, like a pudding finish.
Sounds like a summer kind of a drink.
Yeah.
get that?
It's weeded.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
And
Yeah,
that's-
it
that's-
has
I love
that buttery is the way I would describe that. A buttery.
Hey,
I love
Yeah.
weed.
Chuck, can I just ask one favor of you?
Yes.
Don't go into the sauce making business, please. I don't need any more.
Oh, you're safe. You're safe there, brother.
With that
You're good.
goddamn nose
Yeah,
and
you're
that
safe.
palate.
I know, right?
I'm like shit. Whatever he was selling, I'm buying. And fuck.
Yeah, just
Doctor.
listening to him describe the when you did the Florida Cana 18, I was like, I have to have that now. I have to have that in my life, and I did not.
This guy
I
just
did
said,
that. Oh yeah,
I've
was the
never
same
heard
thing.
that was
somebody.
really good though.
He said
was-
powdered sugar. It's like now I want to go get some powdered sugar out of the cabinet just to. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's great.
But no, yeah, I listen
Jesus
to Chuck,
Christ, Chuck.
and when he puts those tasty notes and stuff, that's why I picked up the Green River, because he said, "Yeah, this is good stuff." He'd already had a second bottle by the time.
Yeah.
I even
I mean,
asked
it's not
about it.
mind blowing, but it's something good for the price, and it's something you can have
Exactly.
every day and not feel bad about it.
No.
Yeah, those are going to be
But-
all
but-
of my purchases for the
What's the
foreseeable
proof on
future.
it?
So I need to know what the good shit is.
You know,
for
I didn't
cheap.
even bother to look, dude. 90 proof.
9 proof. Okay.
I mean, it
not bad.
is delicious.
Well,
and
I can tell you this:
The
it's
Green
paired
River?
when it's
25
paired
bucks.
when it was paired by those chefs up in Louisville when I was up there for the Bourbon Classic. Because I met those guys. Oh my god, that was some, I mean, it tasted perfect
It's-
with it.
It's
Yeah.
delicious.
Nice.
See, right now on the nose, I'm getting those Halloween cookies. They're like spice wafers.
So fucking specific. I mean,
God
it
damn.
kills me. It kills me to
Yeah.
listen to that.
He's the master.
Definitely.
By the way, there's a Damon
Yeah, I gotta go
Wayans,
fucking buy some.
there's a Damon Wayans Netflix movie that's a Halloween movie that's on The Curse of the Hollow Bridge or the Bridge Hollow or something like that.
Okay.
Oh my god,
Is it
I
funny?
laughed my ass off
No
watching
doubt.
that.
I'll have to check that
Well,
out.
David
Because it's
Wayans,
just
that's
it's
why.
just like last year when Adam Sandler did the one with what was his name, Huey or something like that. What was the Halloween?
Oh yeah, Hubie Halloween. or
Hubie,
whatever.
that's what it is. Yeah.
I watched. It was okay. It was
It's hilarious too. I thought it was funny. Anyway,
yeah.
so to me, I'm not drinking tonight. I'm having water. So and my water just tastes. I have a little bit of a grape flavor in it, so it has kind of that finish on it with a little bit of a grape note on it. Maybe a little bit of sugar on the finish. No, but on a real note, it's Crystal Light. But anyway, I just chose not to have anything tonight because I will probably have one Friday, and need to kind of cut back on that. I'm trying to get. Not that I've ever gotten out of fitness, but I want to get back into it. Really, I've been doing this new app. It's I've always been into fitness. I've always been working out, but I found this app it really helps me get my day started with calisthenics. And
She threw you under the bus. You ever say it sounds like me describing my Starbucks? LOL.
she ain't throwing me under the bus. She's talking about Chuck.
No, I'm pretty.
That's
She
right.
said that after you talked. I don't think
She
was
was
talking about Chuck.
typing.
Jennifer, were you talking about Chuck or about Jody here?
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
We'll wait for her response. You got to get
Okay.
the ruling.
But
So
talk
I
Go
about
thought
on.
that
You
app.
believe in fitness?
No,
Well,
no, I want to know about that app.
Like one of my favorite comedies.
Let's be serious. Can you really talk about the Godfather though? I think that's a protected
Everyone.
person.
She said.
Oh, you can
everyone.
say anything you want about the Godfather. He doesn't care.
Oh, that's just she's just
Nah.
being politically correct there.
Exactly. Yeah. So,
Okay,
tell
well,
me about,
we hit
tell me
that
about this app, dude.
Yeah. So anyway, I've been using it. It's a bunch of calisthenics. It's called Better Me, and it just really gets me up and going. Like it just as soon as I get done with it, it keeps up with everything. Keeps up my water intake and everything as well. I'm finishing. I'm like, cool. Now I feel like actually going and working out.
Cool. Good for you. Are you doing it? I don't know what Mark's doing. I have no idea.
He's
You
doing
watching
Mark's
something
having
else?
me.
Mark's having a good
Better.
time.
Better me. It's better me.
Oh, that's hilarious.
But anyway, so I happened to find it from those advertisements that are on Instagram, and I was like, all right, let me just read about this. So then I read about it, and I've seen all the ratings on it. I was like, you know what? It's worth my $15 for 1 month just to see, right?
Jennifer, it was called the Better
Better
Me
Me
app.
Better Me app.
There you go.
It's pretty
Better
awesome.
Me, better you.
And I just like I said, just like it because I like to work out, but sometimes it gets kind of monotonous. Like you're just constantly going. I'm picking up heavy shit all the time, and I'm like, and then I've had a surgery or two every year since
Yeah.
2017. So I'm I was at the point where I was like, maybe I'm doing something wrong. So doing this is kind of fun, and I can also do some yoga in it as well. And why are you laughing at yoga?
No, I like yoga. There's nothing wrong with it, man.
No, Billy's one laughing his ass off because he's
Yeah.
trying to imagine Jody like doing the sun salutation.
No, listen.
I think it's good if you do, honestly.
He said I had surgery twice a year.
No, I've had. No, what I said is
he has had a bunch of surgeries.
I've had a lot of surgery since 2017, at least one every year, and a few of those years too.
All right, Biggie Smalls.
Shut up. Good thing is we only got 4 minutes left in the show.
That's hilarious.
Well, I wanted to say something because I never talked about how I drink.
Yes,
mine.
you should. Please do.
Yeah.
I'm like most of you, prefer to a lot of times, especially new stuff, I drink it neat. But one thing I learned from going to an event where Nicole Alston, the master distiller for George Dickel, was at, she mentioned that the intent of the distillers bottling it a barrel proof or cask strength or those is not necessarily for us to drink it at that proof, but for us to proof it down ourselves.
Yeah.
Because she says there's a chemical reaction that happens when you put that water in there that you get right at that moment, but then gets lost. So that happens when they proof it down and then it's gone. So it's always a great idea, especially in the higher ones, to try that one, but also proof it down a little bit, whether it's a few drops, or putting a little ice cube in there or something. But I've, try to do that as well, because it does change the whole experience of that same spirit at the time.
To piggyback off of that, and I hate that term, or say coming down the pipeline or any of those types of things, but to piggyback off what you said, one of the things I think about when it comes to how I drink my bourbon, there are certain bourbons where I'll always drink it neat, and that's the only way I want it, right? But if I've opened it up before with ice or ice or whatever, or even a chilled bottle that just came out of the freezer, because I've done that before as well. That's the way I'm gonna have it every single time from that point on. I've noticed that with myself. It's always stays for that specific brand. All right.
You find how you like it. You just want to keep having
you
it.
stay with it.
That makes sense.
Another thing I love to do is many of you know one of my absolute favorite cocktails, the old fashioned.
Right.
That I found is also another excellent way to learn the flavor profiles and what can become of a bourbon. Too many people think that if you make an old fashioned or something, you should just do cheap bourbon, but it makes a massive difference when you try better bourbons and stuff like that. It may not be, I may not make every old fashioned with something better, but if I find something I like, I'll go and make it in an old fashioned and pair different kind of bitters with it. It really just expands the enjoyment of that spirit.
I do some, like Manhattan's supposed to be made with rye whiskey, and I don't like rye as much, but I always get it with a bourbon, and find that, in my opinion, Manhattan's I like a lot better than I do old fashions. But I do like old fashions as well. Maybe it's the dainty little bottle. The little stem thing it comes in. Maybe that's what I like. Who knows? Anyhow, we're at the
because he can drink the Manhattan.
I can look
Pinkies
sophisticated.
Up.
Yeah,
there you go.
I can.
Len Lewis, Mr. Lewis says, "Hi, gentlemen. How y'all doing? We are doing fantastic. Thank you for joining us."
Len?
Yep.
Papa Lou.
But anyway, guys, we're at the end of the 45 minutes. It's been fun, been real. I don't know if it's been real fun, but I've enjoyed it.
No, come on now. That ain't even bullshit. That's horseshit.
I don't disagree with that statement at all. But anyway, guys, it's really been fun. Y'all always say, what's that?
Oh, Jensen.
Jeffrey says the show's too short now. Not enough time to derail.
I'm not sure we were on the rails that much.
The career-ending derailment
2 minutes
occurs in
we
the
were
after show,
derailed.
if anyone's curious. If you want to participate in that, you got to be in the VIP. You got to join the call, and then you can talk shit with us afterwards.
The other thing
That's
is
how it
too
works.
is you can always like and smash and subscribe to our
Yep.
YouTube.
Smash
And
that
I
button.
encourage you to do that. It's under the exact same name. But anyway, guys, everybody have a wonderful evening.
Also, you can do that on the Facebook,
Yes.
the
On the Tiki
Instagram,
Talks.
and the Ticketies of the Talks.
Yeah,
That's
Absolutely.
It. That's it.
forgot about that. You put that together. You got to send me that video because I don't have any Tickety Talks.
You got
Cafe
it.
305.
We'll get it out there. Cafe 305.
All right, everybody have a wonderful night.
Be good, gentlemen.
Have a good one.
Be good to yourselves.